Good morning, this is Lex, November 15th, Wednesday, 2017. Just doing a quick tutorial today on MOSY, a semiconductor penny stock. I just sold it this morning right at the opening bell, 850 shares at 207. I got in yesterday with an average of 174. So it was a total profit of $274, 18% gain. So I'm happy. It's only 9:50 a.m. right now. Day just began, so I'm in the plus. So I was going to go over the trade real quick. This was a good trade. It was a little of a roller coaster at times yesterday, but the my key thesis for buying this was it was an earnings winner. B, it was a low float, and C, it got an analyst upgrade. So you put all those three variables together and you see the price action spiking, you have a high probability of getting profits if you get in at a good entry level. So let's go over the trade. So earnings came out yesterday, and let's take a look the exact earnings. So they beat their EPS and they beat their sales, 2.5 million versus 1.61 estimates. So they almost doubled their revenue sales, and they beat their EPS, earnings per share. On top of that, it was spiking pre-market, and it's a low float. Let's check out the float. The float's only 7.8 million, so it's very low. Total cash on hand, 2.7 million, which hasn't been accounted for the revenue of last quarter, by the way, because this hasn't been updated. And then total debt's 8 million, book value $1.09. So when I waited for the spike. I don't like buying in between 9 and 9:30. I kind of like to see how the market kind of reacts to news and things like that, because lots of times there's going to be profit sellers right at the opening bell, especially when it spikes. And I think it was up 150% by like 9:35. So I wanted to wait for a little dip. When it came down and tested support at 140 and then came back up and started testing high of the day, that's when I got my attention, and I actually bought it at 180. I bought it a little early, anticipating that it was going to break the opening range 30-minute high of the day, which it didn't. And it was kind of a roller coaster ride for the rest of the afternoon. But I started scaling in and out. I started with a small position at 600 shares at $1.81. That was my initial buy. When it came down and tested support for the second time, I bought it at around 156, another 100 shares. And then finally at close here, when it dropped off here, I knew it wasn't gonna completely fall, just because the volume on the sells weren't as big as the opening, and it also had huge support on the 30-minute OR low of the day. So that's when I bought another 150 shares and brought my average down to 174. Now, the other thing that I haven't spoke about is that MOSY has an S3 out. Okay, S3 means it's a SEC filing saying that from time to time the company is going to issue shares. That means dilution, which is a red flag. The reason why I like this red flag is because I knew that when they sent this S3 out, it was from back in October, and back in October, the stock price was higher than it was now. So I believe that they're going to want to get the stock price higher before they do an S3, because they're going to want to get as much value off of selling more shares higher. So I kind of like that. It was only the second day of the spike. So because of that S3, I knew this was going to try to get over to 2. So it was a little risky, but sure enough, the next day we got the analyst upgrade, and no S3 yet has come out. So it started spiking in pre-market, and I put my order in pre-market for 204, just missed the high spike in the pre-market, and then changed my order to 207, and it got filled right at opening bell. I almost got pretty much almost the meat of the move in pre-market. So now it's tanking, so I guess I got out at the right time. There's a lot of shorts on this, so they're definitely pulling it down. There could be a huge pullback, and it could spike at the end of the day. So this could be a multi-day runner. Don't know just yet, but they, like I said, they do have an S3 out. They have had an RS in the past, back in March of this year. So they've already had an RS. So this, this probably will fade. Semiconductors have been on the rise lately with AI, artificial intelligence, and the new iPhones coming out, iPhone X. So semiconductor stocks have been going up. So this has been on my watch list, in my semiconductor watch list. It's a good idea to kind of build watch lists on different sectors so that you have, quick access to them. Anyway, so let's see. That was overall, it was a 18% gain, $279 profit. My commissions on the trade was $27.75 because I did scale in, so I did have 4 trades. Thinkorswim cost $6.95 per trade, $12.50 round trip. And there it is. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day.